Hi everyone, Tony here. So in this video, I want to share a new idea. Now you guys have heard me pitch this idea a couple times, but I want to show you some of the groundwork that's going out now, just to gauge interest. Are you guys interested in doing something like this, joining me on the journey? Basically what it is I've always had this idea and I've always had this feeling that every day you and I are in the clinic. We're treating patients. We're seeing new evaluations. We're treating patient follow-ups. We're discharging patients, creating home exercise programs. We're doing all this amazing stuff. The problem is the value we create, while immense, the value we create is limited to the individual in front of us. And at the end of the day, as reimbursement goes down, as regulation goes up, as all these other factors come into play, we can't help as many people as we should be able to help if everything we do is one-on-one. So what I want to bring to you today, and there's a couple people who need to hear this message. It's my method of sharing what I do in the clinic with students who want real life experience but don't have the luxury of traveling here to Middletown, Ohio. I want to share this information with potential new patients who are sitting at home right now struggling with the same exact problem that the patient I saw in my clinic today, but that patient at home either can't afford to come see me in person, doesn't have the accessibility to a physical therapist near them, or for whatever reason, they just don't know. They don't know the opportunities and the solutions that are out there. So those are the main audiences that I want us to try and reach out to and help. And I'm the first one to say, look, I am not the best clinician in the world. I'm barely competent in many aspects of what I do, but what I am good at is figuring out a way to get information disseminated to the people who need it, figuring out a way to tap into you as a resource because you have amazing knowledge that I wish I had, and to create a platform that allows you to share the knowledge you have in exchange for compensation that allows you to live the life you want to live. So let me show you what I've got kind of created so far. And this is a really, really rough draft, but I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to turn on my audio and take a look at what we've got. So this is inside a version of a digital course. Now, this is a digital course that I have hosted on Thinkific. I think Thinkific is an amazing platform. You can start free. You can build a course and sell it. You can put money in your bank account before you ever feel the obligation to upgrade to a paid service. And that's what I'm doing. I'm using their free level because their free level is so powerful. So what we've got here, you can see here, join me in the clinic. The whole idea is I want students to be able to come in and join me on specific cases, from new evaluations to follow-ups, anything like that. You can see over here, like this video. Why I'm doing this. This is an introduction video, right? I'm going to let it play for just a second. Of being a clinical instructor. So I've been in patient care. I've been a treating physical therapist since 2006, where I graduated from Florida International. Okay, so I go through the spiel. I explain who I am, what I do. Go through the course. This is a video talking about how to get the most out of the course, what it is that I really bring of value. And then we go in, and so, like, for example, outpatient care in the clinic, case 1. And these are videos. History of lumbar stenosis. I'm going to see if I can just stop that. Doing specific exercises, right? And so, like, this is an individual. He's got some significant limitations through the hip, knee, and ankle. You can see his limited wrist flexion. And so he has real challenges getting up from a seat, not because he has a weakness. His legs are strong as an ox, but it's because he can't get his center of gravity forward enough to get his nose over his toes, to get his butt off the chair. It's his nose over his toes because his problem is he tends to keep too much of a posterior. So you hear me explaining to the student, what's going on, and then I go through other little stuff, just kind of, just fun stuff. Like this gentleman, same gentleman. Now I have release forms signed for all of these patients. So we do a crab walk up the stairs, right? You're all familiar with patients who are unsafe going up and down stairs, and you teach them how to go up and down on their bottom. But this is a situation where I'm using this to improve mobility and just bring fun back into the workout. Here's another particular case. This individual, let me go to this one. This individual, let's take a look at the video and let's talk about what we're doing. Weakness. Now we are dealing with weakness, but to compensate for the weakness, I teach her how to modify her center of gravity to increase resistance. Instead of bringing her to a lower seat, instead of bringing the seat down, I bring the floor up, right? Like these are all just normal things. But it's stuff that students don't really get exposed to in the classroom. And it's certainly not something that a student who's mock treating another student is ever going to really get to experience. I'll show you one more little clip. This is all I've uploaded so far. So this is a situation where I'm recording myself listening to and engaging with an initial patient interview. Now the patient is off camera. He's explaining to me his condition. It was an acute onset of low back pain. And so a student can sit here and watch me as I engage with this particular patient. This was, I want to say, this was a 20-minute, 19 minutes and 55 seconds, a 20-minute interview, just collecting information, listening to the what the patient says, and then how I reply. Let me play just a little clip.
Hey, when I straighten up, that nerve is angry. I'm going to move this guy over a little bit because that's going to open up the canal where the nerve root is.
So that's an example of me talking to a patient who's asking me, well, why am I shifted over and what can I do about it? And is it dangerous and all that kind of stuff? So these are real life scenarios that you and I, we experience in the clinic every single day. And, you know, in an ideal pre-COVID world, we would have students coming in and joining us. But the reality is we can't do that. So what's the next best thing? The next best thing is me and you and 100 other clinicians all around the country with different specialties, different personalities, different ideas, different treatment models can document what we're doing on a daily basis and then share it with the populations who need that information. Who needs it? Students need it. The general public needs it, right? Another patient who's sitting at home with an acute low back flare-up, some sciatica, they're miserable. They're thinking about going to the emergency room. They don't know what they can do for temporary relief. They don't know if there's something seriously wrong. That person needs the ability to pull up that episode and at least listen from an educational purpose. What did a physical therapist tell a patient who's experiencing the same condition that I am? Just think of the value, the peace of mind, the information. Look, you paid over $100,000 if you graduated in the last few years for your degree, for your education. I think that for 10 bucks, 50 bucks, 100 bucks, you know, getting this kind of exposure, getting the knowledge out of your brain and onto the computer screen, it's a no-brainer. The value in that is huge. So guys, first question, tell me what you think about this. Tell me if this is something that seems appealing to you. I'm not saying you need to go out and do a whole bunch of extra work. I'm literally saying, look, you have cases coming in your door every single day. Document what you're doing with them. Record the sessions. Get the release forms signed so you can use that information to educate and inform, and then put it onto a platform and sell access to it. Guys, I'd love to hear your feedback. Let me know. I'll catch you guys on the next video.